Hello everybody, Ben Rogers here, the Raptors Digest Riker. We have to start this video out with a little celebration, with a little set of balloons, because we made it! We made it! We were on the road to 20k subscribers, and we finally got there, so we appreciate everyone, especially over the past little while. The news, the views, you guys have been crazy supportive in the chats and the comment sections and all that, and subscribing to the Raptors Digest, checking out the vids. Riker, we gotta thank everyone for watching these vids.
A tremendous thank you. This channel, it's built on the backs of the fans. It's a Raptors community page, and we do this because we like talking about, we call every day talking about basketball anyways. We figured might as well put it online, and people just jive with the content. Sometimes they hate it, sometimes they love it. So thanks everyone for the support. I think we should do a giveaway. We didn't ideate this before we started, but we'll do something special because obviously we can't do that one-on-one. We're back Newfoundland and Ontario again, but something big will happen. So stay tuned. Some big giveaway or something crazy like that. But appreciate the 20k subs. And Ben, I don't know. Do you have anything else to say about that? We got some
milestones. 50k, Riker. Let's see if we can get to 50k.
Technically 25, but 50 is. I like the ambition.
50 by the end of the year, guys. But we're happy. We might talk about more about this as we go along. As Riker mentioned, a giveaway. We're just excited with everyone, the growing Raptors community on YouTube and just everyone.
Let us know, what would you like as a giveaway item? Let us know in the comments section.
A video idea. Yeah.
There you go. Ideate. But Ben, special news for those who are not sold on Dragic after his comments about having higher ambitions than playing in Toronto. News. I don't know if I'm frozen. Am I good?
You're good.
Okay. News has broken that he might get flipped after October, after the trade eligibility kicks for Moses Brown and Dwight Powell and a filler.
Yep.
Break it down in detail. How are you feeling about it?
Yeah. So as you brought up, right, there's a report that come out that the Toronto Raptors might trade Dragic to Dallas, which has been talked about forever. Dragic to Dallas in return for Moses Brown being the real centerpiece, the guy that fits the timeline, Dwight Powell, and just stuff to make the salary match. And Riker, I've been saying it on pods. I've been buying into the Precious Achiuwa propaganda. I'm not sold we need another center coming in. I feel like we need more of a scoring punch off the bench. And now if you look at Moses Brown, obviously, you'll talk about his contract, but last season, 9 points per game, 9 rebounds, pretty efficient shooting, showed a lot of promise, especially as a rim protector around the rim. Definitely a 7-footer, which a lot of people we thought was the essential piece that we need to pick up this off season. But watching Precious Achiuwa, obviously we got Khem Birch now, in my opinion, should be the backup on this squad. I think we have a dynamic center duo. Then we have the likes of OG and Scotty Barnes, big mobile guys. Even Chris Boucher can play against certain matchups that can sort of fill in here and there. I think we have bigger needs at sort of shot creation. Players that can come in and do things off the bench where, shoot some threes, play make for people. Get guys like whoever's going to be coming off the bench. Probably Birch, Boucher, Watanabe, Ishmael Wainwright. Get those guys open looks in the paint and around the three-point line. And if we have Birch and Precious able to hold it down and a bunch of guys that can sort of roll in there occasionally, I don't necessarily think we need to bring in a couple of bigs, even if Dragic is a little bit pouty about coming to the Toronto Raptors.
Well, you can't develop out 3 centers that you're trying to you can't facilitate the minutes. You're not giving them enough time to develop out. But what, to me, this is low risk because Moses Brown is on the most amazing contract for a guy who potentially has a high ceiling. 4-year, $6.7 million. So you bring him in, you don't play him, maybe you G League him. He's on long-term contract. Maybe you're not sold on Khem Birch and Achiuwa really thrives. So you phase out Khem Birch, you bring up Moses Brown, who is 7'2", proper 7'2" big man, who displayed some really good games, which is why he earned an extension with the Oklahoma City Thunder on their tanking team, right? And then that's the guy you develop up as your backup. Dwight Powell's the scary bit because he came off that Achilles injury and he still has 3 years, $33 million left on his contract. So you find a way to dump him or buy him out or whatever. And then maybe the filler is a guy that's a shooter, right? And if that's the case, I like that trade. But I agree with you. If you're trying to fit Moses Brown into the situation right away. How's that even possible? You already have 2 centers you want to run with. There's just too much mess there. And you're trading away Dragic, who, like him or don't, he is a legit scorer off the bench. Now you have no backup too. It'd be David Johnson. So you're really, to me, you're hurting the team more than helping it doing this trade, unless, I don't know, unless it's a long-term move.
Yeah. Well, if you're really high on a Banton or a Wainwright or Scotty Barnes playing that position, then maybe, you see the guard rotation as a potential fit there. But as you mentioned, the Raptors would be acquiring a negative asset there in return if they were sort of to make this deal in a Dwight Powell contract. And again, making that big money on multiple seasons, dealt with some injuries, really didn't play well for Team Canada in the qualifiers. I know he's had promise in the past, and after last season, everyone's just in searches of as many big men as possible. I'm not sold on that contract coming back being a huge enough asset where Moses Brown really is the valuable young piece that outweighs those sorts of things. And then looking at the Oklahoma City subreddit, because you and I, obviously, we followed those tanking teams to a T. We were praying that Moses Brown would have 20-20 nights every night, just so the Raptors would have better odds at getting a draft pick last season. And I was eyeing him, and looking at the box scores, I thought Moses Brown was a beast. I was excited. I was just excited for his game. Obviously, OKC, they got the Canadian backcourt, so I thought, okay, Moses Brown on the squad will be a cool watch, a cool thing to see. However, he got traded to the Boston Celtics, and to my dismay, a guy that I was high on went to a division rival. Then I saw I creeped Oklahoma City subreddit to see what they had to say about him, and they said it may have been a lot of inflated stats on a bad team, a bit of the Moses Brown stat lines. He doesn't have the highest IQ, even though those things can be developed, right? Basketball IQ on the court, just knowing where to be on the defensive end, even though he has that size and that length, those stuff, same reason guy like Bebe Nogueira never really found his footing in the NBA. Riker, does Moses Brown coming in, because I think we're losing it, as Dragic is a 1-year contract. He's an asset right now in terms of his ability to score. Even if he's dealt with injuries, his ability to play in the playoffs and being an expiring deal, he's an asset, despite the fact anyone says that he's overpaid for the 1 year. So we're giving that away in return for a bad contract and a guy that might have promise. I'm not sure if I'd sold on that.
But you're not re-signing Dragic, and what if you're not in the playoff picture, right? What if Dragic isn't as good as we think? I again, you're making this deal because you're able to have Moses Brown locked up on a 4-year contract at $2 million, and you can put him down to the 905. And if he develops, you don't bring back Khem Birch when his contract expires, and you have 2 good centers, right? In Achua and Moses Brown. You figure out how to get rid of Dwight Powell, and I don't know what the filler would be. But I'm trying to play devil's advocate. I'm also not sold. You say at the beginning of off season, yeah, of course you want a Dragic for, now I did it, Dragic for a center. But now that Achua's played so well in Summer League, it looks like it would be more preferable to have more scoring off the bench, a better sort of punch. And if you're going to be trading away Dragic, you'd almost want to bring back a guy like Dragic, just maybe a little bit younger and maybe a little bit more desired to play in Toronto, the city. So we'll see what happens. It's interesting news. I agree with you. I'm not excited about as we would have been, prior to seeing the Summer League and how good Achua is.
Yeah, Achua's our guy. I guess a lot of people that aren't necessarily sold on a 6'8" center being the main piece, the main cog in a Toronto Raptors offense, I could see them being excited about this move. However, Riker, from what you've seen of Moses Brown, let's say this goes perfectly, and Moses Brown comes up and gets that opportunity and gets that run with this Toronto Raptors team. What do you think is a potential ceiling for him? Because it could be quite high, 7'2", not the most mobile of bigs, but can certainly get around, be a rim protector. He can dunk those lob threats from maybe a Scotty Barnes, and what we've seen of him in Summer League, throwing those passes to a Chua there in the paint. Right, that could be a guy that we need maybe to go up against the Giannis's and the Joel Embiids of the world to have as a wall down there in the paint. Is there a world where this really is a steal for the Toronto Raptors, as maybe we would have thought of before we really dove into the research on Moses Brown?
Yeah, Jared Allen, Rudy Gobert, right? Those are 2 guys that not super mobile, right? Don't really shoot the 3. Don't really create any offense, but they're super sound. They're super long. They can block shots. They have good touch in the paint. That's who you would want to develop Moses Brown in 2. It's Jared Allen or Rudy Gobert. Now that, according to, and I saw the same things that you were talking about, even OKC zone fans were like, this, don't go overboard on this guy. Like this was a really bad team. They were purposely tanking. So he had this opportunity. But anyways, it's all potential. And if you're wondering too, listening to this, why are we glossing over Dwight Powell? Are we both just writing him off? If you go through his stats, I mean, he's averaged in his career like 20 minutes or more a game most seasons, and he never collects more than 5 rebounds per game. So as a 7-foot big, I don't have a lot of hope in that.
Is that his official height?
6'11".
He looks a lot smaller there on the court. I don't know if it's just an optical illusion or something, but he was just not performing well in the playoffs last year for Dallas. Yes, he's shown promise as a lob threat, as a defender. He did play decent defense for Dallas against the LA Clippers, so I will give him credit there. But it's not a smooth pickup. He doesn't really fit the timeline. The contract isn't that great. Maybe it's tradable in terms of the range of value it's in, but do you want to see him play over a Birch or a Precious Achiuwa or even a Moses Brown if that trade ended up going through? Not really. Definitely don't want to slot him down to power forward where we have Siakam and Boucher, and then potentially a Watanabe playing in those minutes too. So it's really a $13 million hole in your salary and on your team.
Yep, you said it. So we'll see what happens. Not sold, not excited. It's interesting, and we'll see. We might end up really liking Dragic. That's why I think we need to see the start of the season first. So
yeah, that's the vibe. You and I are high on him, the basketball player fitting into this team, shooting the ball, creating, getting people open, and him and Malachi coming off the bench being the scoring punch, and then Ishmael, Scotty, and whoever else, one of our many 6'9", 7-foot wingspan players that we have to just clamp the other teams down. So the Raptors, they have their direction, they have that identity. They would be getting longer with the Moses Brown, but I don't know if that's going to be the case. But let's know what you guys think. We won't dive into this too long. Do you want to see this trade go through? Or what are your other potential Goran Dragic trade packages? We want to see them down in the comment section below. Once again, thank you for 20K subscribers. We graciously appreciate it. So like the video, subscribe to the channel. We're on the road to 50K now, so if you got 30,000 friends, let them know about the Raptors Digest. But as I said, check out the Instagram, the TikTok, all that cool stuff. Ryker, do you have any last words on 20K subs? Goran Dragic getting traded?
We made it. Thank you, everyone. For real. Bottom of the heart. Big cheers.